Hey folks, so we did something cool. If you remember from my videos, I was in much need of brakes. Not the calipers, just the pads and the rotors. I had these old, must have been a big brake kit or something from your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store on here before. I still need to replace the black, but as you can see, I did clear off all the paint on the calipers, and now you can see it says Brembo on the calipers. But there's what I put on, the original factory OEM Brembo rotors and pads. I believe they're 14.3 inches off the top of my head, I want to say, for the front. And I want to say the rear is like that too. But anyway, the rear doesn't have the factory OEMs on there. So we put the dinner plates back on. We cleared off the paint on the actual Brembo calipers, so it looks back to normal and actually really cool. Quite subdued in silver, but you can see, if you're a car guy, you can see it says Brembo underneath those SRT rims. So we got those back. I wasn't impressed with the braking before. Now it is better. All four pads and rotors though need to be replaced, so I still have the back to replace here, but we started with the front. I am going to replace these tires here as well, the hand coops in the rear. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I really like these Eagle F1s, to be honest with you. Eagle F1 supercars, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I know they're a little pricey, but I like how they look, and considering I don't drive this car in the wintertime, I think I'll be more than okay. These have definitely held up well with traction here, so I think that's what I'm going to do. And we'll just keep the updates coming. But now we're gonna hop in the car here and try the brakes out. So one thing I do notice here with this 300 is that you really have to press on the brake pedal in order to make it go, or not go, but stop. So I don't know if that's a problem that you guys have, but we're gonna test it out. Gotta love how this puppy sounds. I really like the way here, how it does sound. And for that matter, I decided to keep the car a little while. And if you guys remember my last few videos here, I was kind of talking about maybe flipping it. But I decided to keep it, so I spent money on brakes. It was about $500 here to get the front pads and rotors. Brembos aren't cheap. Brembos aren't cheap, but you can see the braking here with this vehicle is a lot better than what it was before with those just parts store brake, the rotors on there and the pads. So I'm pretty impressed. I am. I'm thoroughly impressed now with the braking, and it would only be that much better than what it is right now with the rear pads and rotors. So I spent about $900 in total on that bill with the shop, one of my buddies who owns a shop, and then the frickin' brake bill was insanely expensive. I'm pretty sure he cut me a really good deal on the labor, and then I had an oil change as well, so that was whatever that was, $100 in oil. I think I told him to get extra, so I have a little bit more here. So, I mean, all in all, the brakes were a big part of that expense. And it is what it is. But I decided to keep it. So now I am going to do some more modifications on it in terms of getting those rear brakes back to what they were, getting some newer lugs on it, because I'm having some issues when I go to take the lugs off, because nobody probably ever rotated these tires, because they're 245 front, 255 rear, and of course I need to get some new rear tires for it. But in all, I guess I just need to decide how much I want to spend on it, and when I get my next vehicle here, if I want to keep this or sell it when I go to buy my next vehicle. And it depends, I guess, how much the next vehicle costs in that term as well. But if we hit the brakes, they grip. They grip really freaking good. And that's just the fronts. The rears need to be replaced as well. So I'm really impressed with it. I just didn't want to quite spend the money on the rears yet because I have to spend money on my truck with new brakes there. That's approaching 67,000 miles. So with the towing that I do with it, it's, you know, just the front pads and rotors are shot. So what are you going to do? And I believe my rears are getting down there as well. So I don't necessarily want to spend more money, another $500, $600, $700 on the rear brakes when I got to buy tires for this. And I have to get a total brake job for my truck as well, as that, you know, is my daily driver. So I put that on the back burner for now. But it is what it is. I am very happy, though, with the braking performance. You know, these big cars, you need dinner plates on here. Just like the Durango has those 15.6-inch dinner plate rotors on there. This SRT back in the day had 14.3s. So you need that braking performance when you have a car that weighs, what, 4,200 pounds? And back in the day, now that may not seem like much, but back in the day, that was a lot. Now, not necessarily, and now a lot of more modern day cars are kind of coming with that, bigger brake kit already from the factory. So, I mean, overall, though, I'm pretty impressed with how little I have to step on the brakes here in order to make it stop, which is good. I mean, you still have to step on it. It definitely isn't an assisted brake at all, but it is what it is. It gets the job done now, and now I'm set for brakes. No more squeaking, no more fading, any of that, or not as much fading, I should say. So we are rolling. But just some other stuff I want to get done here with the 300 is replace those ugly fog lamps that I have down below. They just need to be replaced with new ones, basically, because they are getting pretty old. But here we go, another great stop on this. And it's amazing here with this technology how I guess, you know, the assisted braking has come along here in the last couple of years. So, well, I should say the last 15 years, but I forgot where I was going with that. I'm sorry. But anyway, the assisted braking has come along in the vehicles here the last couple of years, and the best braking I've actually ever felt is on the Durango with the SRT brakes on there. That thing stops on a dime. It stops on a frickin' dime. And this is close, but, you know, just not as good. It just doesn't have the braking capability of the Durango. I believe Durango has 6-piston front, 4-piston rear. This may have 6-piston front, 4-piston rear. I just don't know off the top of my head. It may be 4-piston and 4-piston. But either way, it gets the job done. The braking on this is probably some of the best on any performance cars that I've had. The Genesis was really good, and same with the Benz that I had as well. But this is right up there with those, with these big Brembos. Of course, this weighs quite a fair amount as well. But, you know, just, I guess, moving forward here, we're going to continue to do some updates on this. So stay tuned. If you like it, subscribe. But I'm going to slowly do updates on this as I, you know, have normal wear and tear maintenance to do with the truck. But I know I need to get rear tires for this. So that will be coming here shortly. I just need to figure out what rear tires I want to get and go from there. But I'm kind of leaning towards the Eagle F1 supercars. So stay tuned if you like it. I guess this wasn't a very informational video like I meant it to be, but oh well. That's okay. This is just some of the costs of owning an SRT. My first little bop into it. And if you want to buy a performance car, new or old, you're going to pay to play it. And that's kind of the nature with these SRT cars. Any car, really. Camaros, Mustangs, SRT vehicles, AMG vehicles. You know, anything you're going to be paying a price on. So I'm okay paying that price, and because I love this vehicle and I really enjoy it. So if you find a vehicle like this and you really enjoy it, don't be afraid to stick some money into it, especially if it's an older one. These are collector's vehicles, and they deserve to be driven and used to their maximum capacity. So upgrade those brakes. You don't want to be hitting any deer.